Hello guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. In this video I will show you how to easily track overlays perfectly in 3D space in After Effects. Let's get started. Before we continue, if you want these exact shakes, I've linked my AM Film Shake preset pack in the description. Just drag and drop and your edits instantly look more dynamic. Alright, let's get back to it. For this tutorial, I downloaded some free PNG images of car parts that I will be using as overlays. You can use any image or overlay you want to track into your video. The process is exactly the same whether you are using images or video assets. Now that all the overlays and assets are ready, select your footage and apply track camera, then wait for the analysis to complete. Once the analysis is finished, we are ready to create as many solids and cameras as needed for the assets. For example, I have 3 PNG images of car parts, so I will create 3 solids in the scene. For example, I want one of the car parts to follow the car precisely, so I will select tracking points on the car and create a solid and camera there. For another car part, I want it to stay on the ground, so I will create another tracked solid here. For the last one, I want it placed somewhere in the background, so I will create one there as well. You may be wondering why I create multiple tracked solids instead of using a single one for all overlays. The reason is simple. Using separate tracked solids gives more precise and smoother tracking. Each overlay gets its own tracking point, which helps keep everything accurate and properly attached to the scene. With the solids created, I will reduce their scale to make them smaller and easier to work with, so we can see the car and the rest of the scene more clearly. Next I will rename the solids to keep everything organized and easier to follow. The bottom solid is attached to the car, so I will rename it to car. The next one is placed on the ground, so I will rename it to ground. The last one will be renamed to background. Now everything is set up, and we are ready to track overlays into the video. Let's drag and drop the first PNG image. This image is the suspension, and let's say I want it to follow the car. First enable 3D on that layer. At first, nothing will change. And if you preview the video, you will notice that the layer is not properly tracked yet and is simply floating in 3D space. Now here comes the easy solution. As I mentioned earlier, I want this layer to follow the car, so I will select the solid layer labeled car and press P on the keyboard to reveal its position property. Next copy the position property and paste it onto the layer we want to track. This transfers the tracked position data from the solid to the overlay, making it follow the same movement and stay attached to the tracked area. Now I will resize and reposition the suspension image, and then we can preview the tracking. And here we go, look how precise the tracking is. That's why we created 3 solids, because each car part has its own tracking solid, or tracking point, which makes the tracking more accurate and easier to control. With the first car part complete, I will drag and drop another image of the car exhaust and enable 3D on that layer as well. For this example, I want the exhaust to float somewhere in the background. Since we already created a tracked solid in the background, I will repeat the same process. Select the solid labeled background, copy its position property, and paste it onto the exhaust layer to attach it to that tracking point. Now I will resize and reposition the exhaust image as needed. You already got the point, so let's drag and drop the last image and repeat the same steps. Once all the images are perfectly tracked, we can turn off the solid layers to get a clean view of the video. Let me quickly preview the result. Everything looks good, but the images feel a bit too static. We can make them more realistic by animating them so they appear more naturally in the scene. But first, let me show you how to add shadows to the car parts. Select the element that is placed on the ground and duplicate the layer. Select the bottom copy and rename it to shadow. Then press P on your keyboard and adjust the position of the shadow. Just make sure it matches the existing shadows in your video. With the positioning complete, apply a fill effect to the shadow layer. Set the color to black. Then reduce the opacity until it looks realistic and blends naturally with the scene. Next apply the Gaussian blur effect to the shadow layer and increase the blurriness to soften the shadow. I will adjust the opacity once more to fine-tune the realism and match the existing shadows in the video. And there we go. You can repeat the same process for the other images as well, but I will skip that since you already understand how it works. Now let's animate the car parts and bring them to life. Let's begin with the suspension layer. Scroll to the point where you want it to appear, then press S to reveal the scale property. Click the scale stopwatch icon to add a keyframe. Next move backward to the point where you want the animation to start and set the scale to 0%. Then select both keyframes, press F9 to apply Easy Ease, and open the graph editor. Right-click and choose Edit Value Graph, then create a smooth curve similar to mine. Let me quickly preview the animation. It looks good, but the reveal is a bit too fast, so I will stretch the keyframes slightly to make the animation longer and smoother. Now it looks better. To add more smoothness, I will enable motion blur on the layer. Now I will do the same with the rest of the car part layers, making sure to offset the timing of each animation. To do this, place the keyframes slightly later on each new layer, like you can see in the example on screen. Once everything is done, we can preview the result. It looks much better than having static images. For the final touch, I like to add a glow to the overlay layers. I will be using the Deep Glow plugin, but if you don't have it, the built-in glow effect works fine as well. Don't forget to adjust the glow so it doesn't look too strong or overexposed. A subtle amount of glow is usually the best choice. And that's it. The overall edit looks good. If you want a more advanced overlay tutorial using 3D models, let me know in the comments below. 3D models are more controllable, and you can animate them exactly how you want. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like.